Hi, my friends. This is Preston E. filling in for Pete R. Porker, who is MIA. I'm not sure where he went. I'm also not sure what's going on with the New Day. Nice segue, huh? Anyway, the New Day has been around for an amazing near 10 years, an absolute lifetime in pro wrestling. Big E, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods are 13-time tag champions. But here lately there has been dissension teased between Kofi and Xavier Woods. Karrion Kross of the Final Testament has lately been trying to drive a wedge between Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston by getting into Xavier Woods' head, telling him he is being held back by Kofi, and he also tried to sow dissension by making Xavier jealous over the fact that both Kingston and Big E have been world champs, but Xavier Woods never has. On this video, we'll be looking at a few possibilities as to what might become of the New Day from the least likely to the most likely scenarios. The New Day turns heel. In this scenario, I'll have both Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods turning heel as the Final Testament gets in both of their heads, creating monsters out of both of them. We have seen New Day as heels before in 2016, and they were quite awesome in the Raw. However, they were goofy and over-the-top villains, and too entertaining for the fans to really boo for too long. The fans cheered, and they actually turned good guy again. However, we haven't seen a vicious heel version of the New Day before. In this particular scenario, the New Day will not necessarily be a part of the Final Testament, but they could be allies of convenience with the heelish Final Testament. The Final Testament already has the numbers game on many factions in WWE, but by crossing the New Day over to the villainous side, they'll have less and less baby faces threatening them in their quest for gold, among other things. Perhaps by breaking New Day's power of positivity, the Final Testament will consider that a victory in itself, as they try to affect other wrestlers by brainwashing them and preying on their vulnerabilities, with New Day helping with their newfound power of negativity. Scenario number 2 will see Kofi Kingston turning heel on Xavier Woods. In this scenario, a swerve would happen, as most fans expect Xavier to turn on Kofi, but Kofi turns on Xavier instead. Karrion Kross, Scarlett, and the other Final Testament members could be getting secretly in Kofi's head, telling him that Xavier Woods is holding him back from obtaining another world title. Kofi Kingston would then, in this scenario, turn on Xavier Woods, referring to him as dead weight, and using Xavier to catapult him back into the main event scene. We saw what Kofi can do when he went serious as part of Kofi Mania against Randy Orton many years ago. But this time, Kofi Mania would be fueled by a vicious and villainous mean streak, catapulting Kofi back into the top of the title scene. Kofi jokingly already turned on Xavier Woods as they were spoofing and playing homage to the Rockers breakup in late '91, with Kofi playing the part of Shawn Michaels and Xavier Woods playing the part of Marty Jannetty. Big E even cut a dapper-looking figure in the Brutus the Barber beefcake gear. As longtime fans will remember, it was Brutus the Barber Beefcake's barbershop where this most famous tag team breakup happened. Only this time it wouldn't be a spoof on WWE's YouTube channel. It would be for real. No barbershop windows needed, but don't rule out some glass being shattered, along with hearts and this friendship. Scenario 3 would see Big E returning to help his team. As of this video, Big E unfortunately is still out due to his injuries that have threatened his career's possible end. However, the big man could still come back managing and helping give pep talks to get his boys back on top. Big E's presence has definitely been missed in both New Day and by the fans. Perhaps his presence alone could cause the New Day's Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods to get back on the same page and back on the title hunt and scoring some gold with the power of positivity. Scenario number 4 would see the New Day dupe the Final Testament. In this scenario, take all that I discussed in the first scenario with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods turning heel, but have them both pretend to be turning heel and joining the Final Testament, only to beat the Final Testament at their own game and sow dissension with them. This would sort of be like when Daniel Bryan joined the Wyatt family as a ruse only to turn on Bray Wyatt and getting in his mind by playing mind games. This is the if you can't beat them, join them, or pretend to join them, and then beat them at their own game by stabbing them in the back. Speaking of Bray Wyatt, Uncle Howdy and company are due to be coming back into WWE real soon. In the 5th scenario, perhaps New Day could use them as temporary allies to fight against the Final Testament. Or maybe Uncle Howdy and company could attack the New Day and turn them vicious. Much like when The Fiend would attack other wrestlers and it would change them, perhaps an attack from Uncle Howdy's Wyatt tribute group could change New Day, giving them a vicious edge they need to get back into the game and pile up victories. A new day indeed. Yes, it is. Scenario 6 would see Xavier Woods turning heel on Kofi Kingston. In possibly the most likely and expected scenario, this scenario would see Xavier Woods turning on Kofi Kingston out of jealousy. Lately, Karrion Kross has been trying to plant seeds of dissension in the New Day by telling Xavier Woods that he doesn't need Kofi Kingston and that Kofi is actually holding him back from scoring a world title for himself. Karrion Kross has been playing up on Xavier Woods' possible jealousy over the fact that Big E and Kofi Kingston has had world titles, while he, Xavier Woods, hasn't. Pronouns, pal. It seems this is where the storyline is most likely going to head, but who knows? It's definitely the most interested I've been in a New Day storyline for quite a while, though. And in the words of Carl Spackler from Caddyshack, which is nice. However, the latest Monday Night Raw saw Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods still on the same page as they attacked the New Day. It's interesting to note that the rumor has it that Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, and Big E has it in their contract that they will never split up due to dissension. However, in this new Renaissance era, anything's possible, so we may see dissension happen after all. Let me know what you think will be happening with the New Day down below. Thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourself, friends. And take care of yourself too, Pete R. Porker, wherever you are. Hurry back soon, I'm tired of doing all the work myself.